Now I ain't no damn Beyonce, so don't be expecting none of that shit, Big Hetty. I don't got that budget money. I don't got that production money. But it's gonna be, bitch, I'm gonna give it all I got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working hard. I'm popping it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working. So yes. This tour is catered to Barty Gang and to people that are not even Barty Gang, but are just some type of fan of mine or just want to come have a good time, bitch, because we're going to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? When I go to your fucking city, bitch, I'm going to be a fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? When I go to your city...
Cardi B is gearing up to go on tour, and the conversation around it has been nonstop. There's praise, there's backlash, and a whole lot of confusion about what's really happening behind the scenes. People are genuinely asking what is going on with this tour because right now it looks disorganized. Budgets appear tight, rehearsals are starting way too close to opening night, and Cardi B is surrounded by drama before she even steps on stage. On top of that, she's balancing life with newborn babies while trying to prepare for a full tour, all while dealing with ongoing relationship issues. She's not officially divorced yet, but the husband drama keeps playing out publicly. It's a lot to manage at once, and the timing is rough. The pressure is heavy, and it's clearly showing. Looking at the current climate around Cardi B, she's constantly online clapping back at fans. Every other week, there's an argument, a response, or a defense post. People are watching and thinking, aren't you about to go on tour? It feels draining, just observing it. Fans are questioning when rehearsals even start because at this pace, the first show could look unpolished. Instead of locking in and focusing, she's online defending her children's father while addressing his controversies. That situation carries its own wave of public attention. The audience is confused, supporters are confused, and the entire situation feels chaotic. People are questioning what kind of storyline this even is because it feels like nonstop disorder. All of this is happening while Cardi B goes online and admits that her tour budget isn't where she wanted it to be. She never said she was broke, and she never said the label dropped her, but she did admit the budget looks shaky. She also mentioned that she doesn't have Beyonce-level money, which nobody expected in the first place. No one was waiting to see if Cardi B had Beyonce's budget. That comparison didn't need to happen.
Now, I ain't no damn Beyonce, so don't be expecting none of that shit, Big Hetty. I don't got that budget money. I don't got that production money, but it's gonna be... Bitch, I'm gonna give it all I got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working hard. I'm popping it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working. So, yes. This tour is catered to Barty Gang. And to people that are not even Barty Gang, but are just some type of fan of mine. Or just want to come have a good time, bitch. Because we're going to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? When I go to your fucking city, bitch, I'm going to be a fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? When I go to your city. Second... I'm over a couple of millions on my budget tour. We redid the budget. So now it's just like, I gotta go find the fucking money, or I will have to put some of my own money for things that I want, because I went over my budget. I feel like we keep doing the budget every other week and shit. So it's just like a lot. And then like on top of that, like it's a lot of dance moves that I gotta do, and I'm just ready to go home. I don't know what it is about LA. I don't like being in LA anymore.
Most artists don't operate on that level, and that's normal. Still, once that comment came out, people started talking. They started questioning how an A-list artist could be struggling with tour funding. Here's the reality. The era where Cardi B was the label's top priority is over. That doesn't mean her career is finished, and it doesn't mean she fell off. But she's not positioned the same way anymore. People keep pushing the idea that the old Cardi is back, but that version doesn't exist right now. The drama has overtaken the music, and the tour is reflecting that. Budgets are tight, outfits aren't finalized, and Cardi B is online asking fans what the dress code should be. That's a red flag. Artists are supposed to create the world, not crowdsource it. If you have to ask fans what to wear to your tour, that means the era was never clearly defined. In music, artists have to curate a feeling, a vibe, a tone, and an identity that people instantly recognize. When it comes to this era, the only things people associate with it are pregnancy announcements, relationship conflict, the color red, and public chaos. There's no strong theme, no clear visual identity, and no focused message. It feels less like a music era and more like a public relationship storyline. A messy breakup narrative mixed with baby mama energy. So of course fans are confused. When the era itself lacks direction, people don't know what to wear, what to expect, or what this tour is supposed to represent. The confusion didn't come out of nowhere. It was built into the rollout. Now, mind you, Cardi B said this era is supposed to be school, and that alone had people scratching their heads. Fans were confused because that theme doesn't naturally connect to her music or her public image. A lot of people aren't feeling it, and they're saying straight up, this doesn't feel authentic to her brand. It just feels random, like it was thrown out there without much thought behind it. And honestly, not every artist even needs a theme. That's something people forget. Themes aren't mandatory. They usually work best for artists who are very intentional and consistent with their visuals and storytelling. If you don't have that kind of structure locked in, a dress code just creates more confusion. Sometimes it's better to keep it simple and let the performance speak for itself. With Cardi B, fans already expect a bold, flashy, high-energy look because that's what she's always delivered. Glam, body confidence, loud fashion, big personality, that's her lane. So when she starts asking fans what they should wear, it feels backwards. The artist is supposed to set the tone. That's part of the job. The audience follows the vision, not the other way around. If she wanted something easy, people already associate her with strong colors like red, luxury looks, and edgy styling. That would have been enough. But instead, there's no clear aesthetic, and fans are being asked to fill in the blanks. That's where the criticism is coming from. Artists shouldn't crowdsource major creative decisions like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I do wish that Cardi never said that on her live bar tour. So essentially she's saying her tour is currently over budget. It's not a budget tour, it's just over budget. I mean, all tours are on a budget, but it's not a budget tour, if you know what I'm saying. So she's essentially saying she's going over her budget and she can't find the extra money. She's gonna have to front up her own money to have a successful tour. And if you follow that lady on here that does the blind item, she was right. Cardi wants out of her tour. Doesn't want to do it. She just had a baby. She just wants to relax. But Atlantic, because she had them wait 7 years for that album because she was pregnant, she was going through all this other stuff, they want return on their investment. So I'm not worried that Cardi can't have a successful tour. She simply just might not be able to fully reimburse them back for all the money that they invested into her, because Cardi took off like a rocket, like faster than anybody ever took off in a minute like that. All the way to the top, like A+% in terms of celebrity, in terms of notoriety, just in terms of like likelihood, right? But the thing with Cardi is that her label, she never really made back that much. She made her own personal brand go up, but the label needs to make that money. Label fronted her so well in the beginning, they never really got that much. And an album, it's her second album, bro. She just got that second album like not too long ago. It was 7 years of no album, which is crazy for any new artist to do. And somehow she was still able to stay relevant because of all the personal stuff in her life. So I'm not gonna lie, I already see the barbs going crazy over it. They're already calling her bro. They're already saying essentially she's not gonna sell well. And I'm like, it can go one of two ways, honestly. She doesn't have the time to do a budget tour, though. That's the thing. She can't do smaller venues because that's not gonna outsell really well. The thing is that you either make a smaller venue and you make expensive tickets, or you make your tickets reasonable, but you gotta make a bigger venue. So that to me is like hard, because it doesn't seem like the girl honestly really wants to go on tour right now. That's we can all apparently tell that. But if she keeps telling her fans that, that's gonna affect selling, because it seems like you're just making a tour just because you want to appease your label, not because you actually want us as fans to engage with your tour. Me personally, I don't do the whole tour thing. I'm not into tours just yet. I'm not a festival girly, so I won't be at concerts like that. But this situation is definitely not persuading me to become a concert girly, realistically.
Now let's get into the tour itself. A lot of people are saying it might end up sloppy, and that opinion didn't come out of nowhere. Rehearsals reportedly started only a short time before the first show, and that's raising eyebrows. For a tour of this size, most artists rehearse for weeks, sometimes months. It's about building stamina, tightening transitions, and making sure everything looks clean. With Cardi B, people feel like she's a little too relaxed about it. Not because she can't perform, but because so much of the heavy lifting is done by a team. Writers, choreographers, creative directors, stage designers, that's standard in the industry. Her main responsibility is showing up, knowing her cues, moving confidently, and connecting with the crowd. Because of that, some fans feel like she's underestimating how much preparation still matters. Even with support, you still need time to lock in mentally and physically. Memorizing stage movement, building endurance, and getting comfortable with the flow of the show takes repetition. When people point this out, others jump in and say it sounds like hate or like people want her to fail. That's not really the case. It's more about being realistic. Right now, Cardi B isn't being talked about for her artistry as much as she's being talked about for her personal life. The headlines are mostly about drama, relationships, and public situations. And that's the climate she's in at the moment. So when the art side feels rushed or secondary, people notice. It explains why she seems more laid back about the creative details of the tour. Maybe once the tour starts, she'll surprise everyone and tighten it all up. That's still possible. But rehearsing this late is a red flag to a lot of fans. Not a guarantee of failure, just something that raises concern. Like I said, I could be wrong. We'll see once the first show hits the stage. It's possible we could all be wrong. For all we know, Cardi B may have been rehearsing privately for months. That part isn't confirmed, so there's always room for surprise. Still, another big topic people keep bringing up is ticket sales. A lot of chatter online says her tickets aren't moving fast, that they aren't selling out, and that interest feels low. People are saying the clicks aren't there and the excitement just isn't hitting like expected. Honestly, that conversation isn't coming out of nowhere. And if we're being real, when was Cardi B ever known as a major touring artist who consistently sold out arenas? Even during her peak with Invasion of Privacy, she never did a full-scale world tour. There was no long multi-country run, no massive arena takeover. That just wasn't part of her history, so the surprise around slower ticket sales feels a little forced. She doesn't have a long-standing reputation for selling out shows, so expectations may have been set too high. This isn't a situation where someone known for legendary tours suddenly can't fill seats. That comparison doesn't really apply here.
Alonzo whacking Cardi. He recently said that Cardi B's new tour theme is too similar to Brandy and Monica's. Responding to a Cardi B fan page posting a reference photo of the dress code, Alonzo Arnold took to X to say, "We just wore this at Brandy and Monica concert." Those of you guys who are unaware, Brandy and Monica asked their guests to be dressed in suits for their tour. He claims that they did that because they were repeatedly asked how they should dress. Most people were saying the 90s and they said that was too easy. They wanted people to dress up but not be too formal. The tweet by Alonzo is super interesting, especially considering the fact that I was just having a conversation with someone and we were discussing brand identities within artists and how some artists are synonymous with certain things outside of their music. Oh, I feel like this schoolgirl attire is definitely synonymous with Cardi B's brand. This is one of those things that should have been talked about behind the scenes with her record label and team, especially because I've seen a couple of people in the comments of my last video claiming how Doechii had a similar theme to this as well. Personally, I don't think that every tour or every concert needs a theme per se. I just think that artists and fan bases should focus on what comes naturally to them. I'm curious to know what you guys think regarding this, and how do you guys feel about Alonzo's comment towards Cardi B's tour attire? Let me know down.
Her brand has always leaned more toward headlines, viral moments, and controversy rather than live performance legacy. Outside of that, promotion also plays a role. The tour rollout hasn't felt aggressive. There have been a few TikToks, a few reels, and occasional posts, but nothing that creates urgency. Nothing that makes people feel like they need to buy tickets immediately. Some fans believe once the first few shows happen, momentum might build and sales could improve. That's possible, but it's not guaranteed. What is clear is that if ticket sales don't pick up, prices may need to come down. Some seats are listed close to premium level pricing, and for many people, that feels unrealistic. Fans are being more selective with concerts right now. If demand isn't strong, high prices make the gap even wider. Another factor people are quietly acknowledging is label focus. Atlantic Records is heavily investing energy into artists who are actively selling at a high level. Right now, Bruno Mars is seeing massive demand, with dozens of additional shows added because the audience is there. That contrast doesn't go unnoticed. When one artist is expanding dates and another is still trying to fill venues, it says a lot about current demand. The truth is, the demand just isn't strong right now. And that doesn't mean people hate Cardi B or want her to fail. It means the market is responding honestly. Sometimes fans and commentators soften reality because they're used to defending her. But being fair also means being realistic. An artist with a Grammy, multiple #1 records, and years in the industry should not be struggling to sell arena tours at this stage. Ideally, dates would be selling steadily after being announced months ago. When only a handful of shows are moving while dozens remain open, it raises questions. Touring is not easy money. It only works when there's a consistent audience willing to show up. People often compare everyone to Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, or Drake, but those artists built strong touring reputations over time.
So not only is Cardi B relationship flopping, but it seemed like her tour flopping too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm confused because at first, like, I see some posts. I saw one post that said like she had 80 or 81% of her tour sold out. So I was thinking like, oh, okay, that's good. And then I started seeing posts where it was like, no, she only got 3 sold out dates. And I was like, okay, I'm confused. So then why is it other like platforms saying that they're saying she sold out 80% of her tour already? Unless really they wasn't actually talking about all however many shows. They just trying to make it seem like, or it's just straight up cap in general. I don't know. Like, it's a bunch of lies on the internet. Like, I don't know. But what really put this shit into perspective for me is I went and I looked up how many tours or how many shows that Nicki Minaj sold out on her tour. And she sold out like, what was it, 36? Let me go check my math. I think it was something like that. So I was right. Nicki did sell out 36 shows out of her tour.
Fans are excited to hear their music live. That excitement doesn't automatically transfer just because someone has hits. There are very few Cardi B songs that people actively talk about wanting to experience live in a concert setting. The music is more about moment and personality than performance depth. That makes touring a tougher sell. Still, none of this is final until the first show happens. The tour could surprise people. It could tighten up, gain momentum, and shift perception once visuals and performances are seen. Until then, everything is speculation. The real test starts when the lights go on and the crowd reacts. At the end of the day, everything comes down to execution. Opinions online can only go so far. Speculation, predictions, and criticism all fade once the tour actually starts. Until Cardi B steps on that stage and delivers a full show, nobody can say with certainty how this will play out. The internet loves to rush to conclusions, but real results only show up in real time. What's clear is that this tour is happening during a very different phase of her career. The cultural moment around Cardi B is not the same as it was years ago. The attention has shifted from music-first conversations to personality, lifestyle, and public situations. That shift matters, especially when touring relies heavily on fan excitement and emotional connection to the music itself. Touring requires more than hits. It requires trust from fans that the experience will be worth the money, the time, and the energy. People want a reason to show up beyond curiosity. They want a show that feels intentional, prepared, and confident. When rollout feels scattered or last minute, it creates hesitation, even among supporters. That doesn't mean Cardi B can't pull it together. Many artists have faced skepticism before a tour and ended up exceeding expectations. Strong visuals, tight pacing, and real engagement with the audience can change the narrative fast. One viral performance clip can do more than weeks of promotion. One solid opening night can quiet a lot of doubt. At the same time, ignoring criticism doesn't help either. Some of the concerns being raised are reasonable. Preparation time, pricing, promotion, and creative direction are all valid talking points. Addressing those issues through action rather than online back and forth would go a long way in shifting public perception. There's also the reality that not every artist is built for large-scale touring, and that's okay. Touring isn't the only measure of success. Some careers thrive on recordings, features, branding, and digital presence. The mistake happens when expectations don't align with strengths. Trying to force a traditional arena tour narrative onto a career that didn't grow that way can create unnecessary pressure. Fans aren't asking for perfection. They're asking for clarity. They want to understand the vision, the vibe, and what they're paying for. When those things are clearly defined, support follows more naturally. Confusion creates distance, while confidence creates momentum. So now it's a waiting game. Once the first shows happen, the conversation will shift from predictions to reactions. Footage will circulate, reviews will come in, the truth will be visible without anyone needing to guess. Either the tour locks in and builds steam, or it confirms the concerns people already have. Until then, everything sits in a gray area. Not a failure, not a success, just unanswered questions. The stage will decide the outcome.